Good morning, everybody. My name is Bobbie Richardson, and I will be doing the reading today. I am a channeler, a seer, and a guide for you to move through these new frequencies and into higher frequencies that are more in line with your authentic self. I don't like calling things higher and lower, but we've got this kind of perception within our logical brain of how things have to go lower and higher, or better, or worse, or whatever. But it's really just a shift in humanity's consciousness from one lesson and then moving into learning how to create and carve their own path and bringing us back to our authentic self. So usually I am a channeler and I love channeling, but I do tarot on Tuesday just for fun for everybody, because it just brings people together, as well as I really enjoy it. And they told me to do things that I enjoy. So here we go. But I've also thrown my dice. I created some dice a wee while ago, and I've thrown these dice right off the bat, and I will show you where they've fallen. Hey, Mona, good to see you. So we have a couple of things here that have shown up. The first one that was in front of me was the number 5 in reverse. So these dice have 0 to 9 on them. And yeah, that one was number 5 in reverse, which means that there is a journey that we have to progress towards, but it's in reverse. So there's hesitation with this journey, feeling of, can I really do this? I'm not really sure if I want to. I'm quite happy to stay in the status quo of being comfortable in my life at the moment. I know what this is, even though I know it's leading me towards a place that I don't want to go, but I know how to handle these energies. If I step into more of my power, I don't know where that's going to take me, that sort of feeling. There's 5 dice all up. 3 of them are the numbers, and 2 of them are ones that I've created with messages on them. So the other 2 that came up, so there was one closest to me was 5 and a negative and a reverse, and then above those 2 was a 7 and dreams on the other side. So we had the 7 on the side. For me, it was the logical side, lessons to be learnt still. I see 7 as like it's a power number to move to, it's like a gateway to move into heaven, but we have to actually face the blockages. So that's why I said lessons to be learnt soon still. And then on the other side was dreams and using our imagination to carve this new path. At the very top, which is furthest away from me, which means it's still to come and we're still moving and progressing towards it, was another 5, and it sat right next to oneness, which was on its side. And I really read this like 5 being that journey and momentum forward, knowing where you're going, but then it's like we slide on in to becoming whole ourselves with oneness, to understanding that we are more than just what the logical program has programmed us to believe we are, that we do have the ability to create something new. And the engine, they're showing me an engine, like we are the whole car. We are the steering wheel, the engine, the car, the driver. We're everything. It's just that it's like we've been told we're only to be on automatic, and we're only to follow one road going a certain way, and we just agree with that. We just say, yeah, that's the only way, because I have to fit into everybody else's lines and movements and everything. And I would never trust myself to grab my wheel and make a different movement, because I might muck up the whole status quo of how the system works and that sort of stuff, even though I know that those lines that this automatic car is going on is taking me off a cliff, and we're all going to have a really shitty ending in the end, because there are those that are controlling the track in front of us, and the track in front of us is only helping them. It's not helping us, the people. So that's how I'm reading that. Interesting. So that was my dice. I'll just take a sip of tea. Hey, lady. Hey, Nina. Good to see you guys. So I'm squeezing everything in this morning because I have a couple of readings as well as I've got to take my daughter to school. So we are starting at 7. Okay, here we go. The energies. I'm going to talk more about the energies at the moment on Thursday when I do the channeling. The channelings are coming through me really profound at the moment, so it's quite exciting. But yeah, we'll get into these cards and see what happens with the Osho. I'm just going to push my computer back a bit because I need a bit more space and I didn't realize. So sorry about that, guys. Very unprofessional of me. And I think my mic can stay there. Okay, here we go. Well, I hope you guys had an absolutely awesome weekend, because I know I did. But it doesn't mean that it stays like that all the time. Other people's energies will come in and out of your energies as we go along. And it really is this navigating moment in time where we navigate through, okay, that person's leeching onto me. I need to cut that energy straight away. It doesn't mean you cut the person off straight away, but cut the energy straight away so that they can feel that they have to take responsibility for their own reality. This is how we dodge through or navigate through the energies at the moment. So even though you've got a sense or a bearing of how good you're feeling within yourself and how you and what that feels like now, you might still get these like moments of having to dodge other people, having to dodge the fact that, you know, you're say with somebody that you love who wants to watch a horror movie and something that really does affect you and you didn't realize it would, and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to take that card. So we have to learn to dodge. It is actually the Thunderbolt card, which is the Tower card. So we might be seeing tower moments around us too. I really feel this is like, especially coming up first, this is like our outer reflection and watching things tumble that aren't conducive to us moving towards our right path. But we have to see it from a perspective of it's actually going to benefit us in the end, and not cling too hard to it just because it was comfortable. Allow the process to take shape through your self-support of who you are, and really sticking to your guns that you are worthy of carving this new path, that you are here for the benefit of a new reality that makes everything feel more peaceful, and you're taking that steering wheel of your car and you're jumping off the track, but every now and then the track might cross over where you're going to go. You have to cross through the track. You have to go, you know, to do a job that you don't really particularly like, or be around a person that's clinging to you or dragging you in or something like that. And this is you could see it as a test, or you could just see it as a crossing. Okay, this is the crossing that I have to make to keep moving forward towards the goal that I really want. Yeah, and I think that card is meaning Thunderbolt, as in there could be a lot of tower moments going around other people that are still coming into waking up, and then their tower moments will happen. But see them as at a distance from yourself, and know that you still have, even if they are a relative or somebody that needs your help for a little bit, but make sure that it's not a clinging help. Make sure that you're not in their life and they're just taking you down with them. Make sure that you always support you first, because you're never going to be able to help them if you go down their path anyway. You know that. So yeah. Okay, see what else pops up as well. Okay. Okay, we've got a few that's flipped over. I'd definitely take that first one. I don't know if the others are... No, I'm going to put the others back because it came out in a clump. I'm holding these cards a bit tight too. I'm feeling quite, with these energies, feeling quite... I've got to have a grip on everything. Like I've got to make sure that I've got a grip on my life, and I've got to make sure, just ease off if you feel that tension, because that's tension that's going to end up in your body, and it's not coming from a place of love within yourself. So just, relax yourself and ease off. It's okay. It's not going to, the cards aren't going to all fall out of my hand. Your life isn't going to all fall apart if you just learn to relax. And the more that we start to learn to relax within our own psyche, our own mind, our own body, the more that we realize we can actually move through this life in a relaxed mode, that we don't have to have a tight grip on things as they come up. Yeah, it's okay. That's how we navigate into this life, feeling like, we're moving through in a peaceful manner instead of a tense manner. I'm going to take that card, and we've got this card too. So we've got 4 cards. They said to take one more, so I'm taking that. Interesting. Okay. I'll put these aside for now. So we have, like I said, the thunderbolt, which is the Tower moment of watching, things might be falling away, but it's okay. They literally are showing me that path that we were talking about, that the automatic car is on, and us crossing over it, and then seeing something falling away, and then somebody else having an issue and their life is crumbling, or the world in itself is starting to really shake up and shift. There's still those that are going to not be aware of who they are and think that they have to go down a certain path. They will go down that certain path until they feel absolute separation from their authentic self as love, and they just will feel so tight within themselves that then they will burst forward. Sometimes, see, the next card was flowering. Sometimes that has to happen for somebody to feel really, really tense, so that they can actually comprehend in their brain or their mind, hang on a sec, something is truly, truly wrong here, because why does my life have to be so miserable, where over here you are flowering and you're just crossing their path, and you are like a fresh breath of fresh air, crossing their path, and they're like, how come they're like that and I'm not like this? So we have flowering. Also with the flowering is the lotus leaf coming out. The lotus leaf represents to me the pineal gland, excuse me, pineal gland opening up, and that's a gateway within your own Taurus energy that is residing around you, your own self-sustained self. And when that opens up, it's like all paths can be shown. Many, many different possibilities can be shown. So they're saying, when we do get to that feeling of, oh my God, I can take any path I want. It's just a matter of my focus in on that path, to go with the flow with, but have an end result. Have that end result, go with the flow, let go of the side, keep every day more basic, more simple. Bring yourself into the family, or don't try to attach yourself to anything outside of a world that you've created that's at least a little bit small at the moment, where it's you, your family, your friends, your animals, that sort of thing. That's a smaller circle. And if it gets smaller and smaller and people start plopping off, dropping off or whatever, let that be, because it's giving you a energy that you can build on, a stable energy that you can build on, instead of trying to navigate every little thing as we go along. And we know that we now can't fix the outside world by doing, you feel like one tiny little drop in a massive lake when you're fixing something outside of you, especially when it's got to do with world events. But if you shift within you, I am powerful. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. My life is directed towards a better possibility. When you start talking to yourself like that, and you're shifting who you are and how you feel about yourself, then it's no longer grasping outside you. You are asking the universe to bend to you. And past lives has come up next in reverse. So past lives, an interesting card of almost like they're showing me all your ancestors and everything that's come before you are watching you do this, and your own past lives that have been in the depths of only looking outside yourself, for who, asking who you are. You've gone through story upon story upon story with all these different people who keep coming back into your life. This is if you are, we're not talking a star being from a higher perspective, but then we still have past lives, right? And we still have to navigate through how we push through this life by bringing up the past and asking it, did that work? So these past lives could be coming up for you to either show you where a blockage is, or like your ancestors' patterns, maybe looking at those, maybe even going through your heritage. It's even if you are a star being that's come from another higher place, you still resided in this body, this DNA, this blood that is of flesh, that has carried on a certain and can hold on to certain DNA blocks within it from past lives of your bloodline heritage. So if something's coming up that looks like a pattern of your bloodline heritage, see it as that you can, and then you can come above it like an eagle seeing it, and then say, okay, I know how to shift this because I can see that pattern going round and round. So for instance, in my life, just to give you a clear example so you understand where I'm talking about, my when I looked at my ancestors, and that when we did Tree of Life or whatever it is, most of them were, the females were actresses, artists. One started a painting school, the first female to start a painting school in New Zealand, Mary Trite, and most of them didn't get as far as what she did. She actually burst through the veil for all of us first when it come to that sort of thing, because most of them, even though they were actresses and artists and that sort of thing, they were like hidden, or they were like compressed into a hobby. It wasn't anything that they could feel they accomplished, apart from that one person that I have had on my father's side. And then on the masculine side was all soldiers, obviously, because we had a few wars, soldiers and politicians. So very dominating masculine, because we had to have very dominating masculine to repress the feminine side of ourselves. So in my challenge now is to create or carve at least an earning, money or something substantial from my creative endeavors. And most of my, even though this was completely hidden and you couldn't really tell through the family tree, most of my mum's side was all psychic. One of them went crazy because her a child died, and I think she was having communication with them, so they ended up in a crazy house and all that sort of thing. So we've got that really dominant psychic ability. So for me to make money out of my psychic abilities is absolutely freeing these people up, freeing all of that generation up. And that's why I think this card's come up for us to maybe see patterns and in our blood lineage. Doesn't matter if you're from a higher, your soul's straight from somewhere else or not, you're still residing in this body. It holds the DNA, it holds the bloodline, and it's something that you have to work through as well. So just be aware of these patterns that might show up. It's a good idea to even have a look. I've been really lucky because I've had other relatives that did all of the trees, ancestral tree lines or whatever they're called. So that's really interesting. Okay. There, Black Diamond, I do a reading, small readings after the major general reading. This is the major general reading, and at the end I will pick a few cards, pick a few people, and do some small readings for them at the end there. So just hold on for that. And then after that, we have the source card, which is oneness. And it's so cool that my dice came out oneness as well. So we are literally moving closer and closer. We are so close to that essence of oneness. Threading through the eye of the needle keeps on coming up. Threading through the eye of the needle, justice, love, accepting everything of our past. Once we learn to accept and love everything of our past, and funny that it's come up next to past lives, right? Then we can be more relaxed around all of that, realize that it all happened for purpose. There was a purpose that journey all happened. And it was a lesson to learn about how far we would pull ourselves away from source energy before we had to, okay, we're definitely going to return back to loving ourselves now, because we can't go any further. If we go any further, it would just feel way too uncomfortable. And anyone that is in a situation where they've been mean to somebody else, which is really just their own reflection that they've been mean to, putting other people through something that was torturous or whatever, even if they weren't aware of it themselves, they will have to feel that as well to have an understanding. As soon as you have an understanding, then you can, release it, let it go, see it for the value that it was of you pulling yourself away from love or source energy too far, and then stop attacking the mirror, stop attacking the reflection, or anyone that's outside of you is that reflection. So we stop attacking that. And then we start to go, the more that I fight the mirror, the more that the mirror is going to fight me back. The more that I love the mirror, the more that the mirror is going to love me back. And it's a hard concept for the logical brain to understand. That's why we keep on flipping back into it, because we have been programmed so much to say that everything outside of us is what we have to bend to, rather than us bending ourselves and then, or supporting ourselves, and then allowing the reflection of the mirror to respond. And because our material world is a lot more slower vibration, the momentum is slower before it shows up. And so we get anxious that it's not showing up, especially if it's something very, very, very powerful that you want to shift. If it's something that you really want to lift yourself into, that is an immense power within yourself. You feel that it is an immense power within yourself. It will seem to take longer in the momentum of the physical world outside of you, because you've got that. It's like you're wading through mud energy, and you're still trying to work out or navigate how you can handle that beautiful power that you are coming into. So a lot of channel messages coming up at the moment as well with these cards. Okay, we will choose some tarot. Do I want to do tarot? I might do something lighter. Yeah, I'm going to do these cards that are calling out for me. Okay, these are like more oracle cards here. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. Hey, Sky. Hey, Liz. Okay. Let's see what else comes up for the general reading. General. So we have love. We have love. This is where we're going to. This is the eye of the needle. This is where we're going to. But it's all about loving who you are and everything about you, including your outside world, because that is your reflection. So love says, choose love. Let your love become a powerful force for change. So we are learning to choose love. And it's so interesting that, especially when I was young, they taught us that anything to do with love and loving others was a weak thing or something to be trodden on. I remember going to school when I was, would have been about maybe 8 or 9 or something. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere around there, 7. And I chose to wear a T-shirt that had a picture of the earth and 2 hands like this underneath it, and it said, I care. And I loved that T-shirt. I was like, I'm so going to wear this to school. Little did I know I would be picked on terribly because I wore this beautiful I care T-shirt. It just threatened everybody, all the other kids. It was so bizarre. It had the opposite effect because everyone was in such a denial of thinking that the world could care for them. And so this is why choosing love, sometimes we think, oh, that's easy, but we've been programmed so much to choose the harder route, the more difficult route, the fearful route. We've been programmed to follow the status quo. And even though we know it's going to be a difficult journey and we're going to be more and more and more limited and squeezed into a tighter reality, and we don't love ourselves at all for who we are, then it's interesting. But love is absolutely magnificently powerful for shifting your reality into creating what you desire. Hello. Love creates exactly what you wish for, what you desire. Fear creates what you don't desire. It's obvious, but it's hard. It's a difficult one to navigate in a world that's not there. So I have compassion for all of us that are going through this. It's not the easiest place to navigate and be the first leading lights and guides and all of that. It can get lonely at the top, even if you do have people around you that support you. Just the fact that people don't understand you can make it lonely. Okay, what else have we got coming through here? Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Okay, we've got trust. Trust has popped up, and at the back of trust is priorities. Trust your decisions, march to the beat of your own heart. Get your priorities straight. When you know what's important, saying no gets much more easier. It's that whole, jumping off the track that the automatic car is on that's leading you to somewhere that you don't like. You've got your priorities straight. You know how to take that steering wheel, steer it off the normal track, and know where you're going. I'm moving towards that. I'm moving towards love, source energy, which is just love in itself. I'm moving towards grounding more of my soul into this reality, moving towards trusting who I am again and not trusting others to dictate how my life is going to go. You are powerless when you give your energy to somebody else to take your reins and take them where they want to go. That's you giving away your power. Then you become the victim to your life, and then you turn around and go, why is everything happening to me? And you're acting like a victim, and then you get sucked into more of that. It just goes around in a vicious circle. So the only way to do is put the brakes on, get your priorities right, know when it's important for you to say no. It doesn't mean you say no to absolutely everything. It doesn't mean you're not going to help other people on your journey. It just means that you know when somebody's trying to leech energy off you, when somebody's trying to push you into their corner, even though their corner is pretty icky. You need to say, this is my boundary, this is my limit. No, I don't go that way. I go this way. I'm no longer going to watch that movie with you that's making me feel crap. I'm going to say no. I'm no longer going to follow you to, I don't know, something that makes me feel really bad about myself. Trying to think up stories at the same time. Okay, so let's do some tarot. Maggie, I don't have anyone on this side that understands me and my location. I'm being shunned by religious now. Well, at least Maggie, I'm not there yet, Mona, sorry. At least Maggie, you're a leading, guiding light then if you feel like, you're doing this on your own, there's a purpose for that. There's a reason that you are strength within yourself. You have the capacity to make this work for you. And that's beautiful, right? So take that honor badge, take that badge, put it on you. I might be alone, but I am a guiding light for others when they're ready. I'm not pushing anything. Sorry, guys, I haven't started the readings yet. I'm just doing some tarot for the general reading. Don't forget, I do one-on-one readings. If you want a one-on reading, it's the links are down below. I don't know why, but I'm shuffling like crazy today, and it's like these cards are just not wanting to fall, or it's almost like, no, just pick me instead of shuffling. I'm starting to get to that point where I'm just going to pick them. Or they come out in great big clumps. So it's like something not wanting to show itself at the moment. And maybe we've peeled enough of the layers back of ourselves for something to be revealed that has been hidden or kept away from us so that we didn't step into our power. And now it's like raw, it's been revealed. And we're like, oh, I don't know if I really want to go down there and look at that and look at how much I gave my power away. It feels like that at the moment. So we have the Knight of Cups, but it's come in reverse. It's like they're saying a steadfast heart will get you far, will take you far. A steadfast heart will take you far. So, like if a steadfast will take you far. And then we have the Nine of Wands. And then he's sitting here with his, what to do next with his action wands. Oh, I see the wands as action and in the physical world and moving towards the next step. It's like he's done all this action and he's now sitting down. He's taking a breather because it's like the next step. I'm accomplishing what I really want to accomplish here. So, but I just need a breather before I do accomplish it. And look here, he's finally taken his helmet off. He's becoming more vulnerable, which is what I was feeling with this reverse Knight of Cups, becoming more vulnerable in a world that is pressurizing us to live a certain way, but realizing that with all the lessons that he's learnt through all of those other ones, that he will have the strength to go this next step. He just has to lighten his load and take the fight away, like take the actual helmet off and lighten his load, allow himself to move forward in a much more freer. It's interesting too, because this is the Knight of Cups, which the Knight of the Heart, and he's actually wearing the helmet, and it's in reverse. So it's like be vulnerable enough to show love and not fight anymore. See what happens in reflection to your reality through that. See if you can move through being a little bit more vulnerable and saying, you know what, I'm not fighting this fight anymore. That's a fight for you over there, because you're still entangled in the fight of they keep showing me mirrors, and then somebody punching the mirror, and the mirror's just punching them back, and they're going, see, I told you that punch. See, I told you that punch. Confirm. And then somebody going, okay, I'm letting go. I'm taking the boxing gloves off. I'm putting them down. I'm standing here. I'm just standing here and contemplating and looking at this mirror and going, well, nothing's moving. Nothing's fighting me anymore. I've taken my helmet off. I'm having this rest. I'm exhausted from fighting. I just need to move into putting a smile on my face and loving where I'm at right now and what I've achieved, and not picking on myself for what I've done, even though I was fighting the mirror all this time. It's learning to let go of the past, let go of the past and move into source energy, into love. Go with the flow with this one. Yeah. Okay. Whew, pretty powerful. Okay, guys, I'll open up the chat bar and give you guys some readings, some free readings, and I'll use the tarot, but I'll just do my usual one animal card while you guys do that. Well, that popped out really quickly. We have the grizzly bear power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. Become the bear. Love and gentleness are your true strengths to move through these new energies. This is how you're going to move through. Okay, it's okay that he's caught the fish too, right? That he had to do a certain thing to catch the fish. The fish is part of his system of completion so that his bare body can survive. The fish would have already said before it was born, I will be eaten by a bear so I can become part of that bear. We don't need to get down on ourselves for being human anymore. Let it go. We are human. We have to consume to keep these bodies in order. It has to happen. So and eventually we have to die. There's things that we have to let go of, that we don't need to fear anymore. It's just part of the game, right? It's just a big game. Okay, so divine. I'll start with divine. Divine. Sorry, divine, I went off in another fairy world then. Okay, get into your energy. You have the Four of Cups. So you have something going to be offered to you soon. This is the card of offering from etheric form of, it's kind of like you're loving yourself enough for a reflection to show you that love back. And so it comes in in the form of an offer. It could be that the universe is offering you something. You know, there could be a better way for you to move through your life. They're asking you to not be afraid to take the offer as a reflection of the love that you've already felt within yourself, and then move into where that's going to lead you next. It's like a stepping stone. They're showing me stepping stones, and then you're moving up the ladder into more and more of being aligned with who you are authentically. Don't be afraid to receive. They're asking you to literally during the day put your hands out and say, I will receive. I am happy to receive. My world is a giving world. I am happy to receive. That's another thing that they showed me yesterday. See how you see the world. If you're seeing the world as a miserable, horrible world, that can be the system that's falling, but that's not the world. And if you start seeing the world as this self-nurturing beauty that's always offering you, I mean, Earth Gaia herself, she offers you fruit for free. She offers you vegetables for free. She has everything here necessary for us to make a beautiful life. Okay. Who else have we got? So I'll go into, Dean's got a big thing there, but I'll just read that in a minute. Black Diamond. Let's go into Black Diamond Taxi. So I know you're really keen. I didn't read anything that you wrote before because I was too busy channeling and reading, but I'll just see what the cards come out for you. Okay, so if it is a different message, that is a more prominent message that you need to know about for you to shift what problems you actually have. So Black Diamond, Black Diamond, Black Diamond, Black Diamond. They're actually telling me you actually are on the right path. It might not feel it sometimes, but you are. They're showing me a tartans. Interesting. It's almost like something's catching up to you from the past. Okay, let's see what the tarots have to say as well. So we have Judgment. So you are coming up to something that you might be, it's like you're stepping out of what has been. We thought something was going to happen, and it's actually shifting you into a lighter space. It's a Judgment card of you are judging yourself, and in reflection others are judging you, and so to relieve this, we need to stop judging ourselves so that we can become lighter within ourselves and then move into a better scenario. They're also showing me these guys that are here. They're holding on to the circle. The circle to me is representing source energy, or the self-supporting self, where we're not needing somebody else to support us, but they're holding on to it a little bit too tight. Temperance is on the end after that one. So there's something new coming in for you once you find this balance within yourself. It's like once you stop looking outside yourself to shift that person and that person and that and all of that, once you stop trying to shift something outside of you and you bring it back to the inside, and then you go, for yourself, I'm going to shift my own judging thoughts of me, them, that you're only judging others anyway because you're judging yourself. So of judging myself, and I'm going to allow something new to come in because I'm no longer going to hold on to that. I'm going to find balance within me, because even the turquoise has got after that, but it was in reverse, which is, it can be a choice card, but they also see that as the Lovers card as well. So it's really loving you, coming back to loving who you are so that you can find the right people in your life to move forward in a much lighter way. Everything's happened for a reason. 7 of Swords, you've been fighting a lot. Okay. I will get out of that because it'll just keep going, and I'll end up with one full reading for you instead. But yeah, they don't want you to try to change anything outside of you. They want you to sit for a while and look within you as to how you really feel about you and your world, and then change it from that point of view. You will start to see a much better, everything will start shifting very quickly when you do it that way. And you'll start, because that is the actual lesson. That is the actual lesson. Okay, Jennifer. You're welcome, Divine. Jennifer Osoro. That one's sticking out. So that one was the 6 of Cups. Victorious. Something's coming nice. You're making the right decisions, and things are going to happen really beautifully for you, because you are starting to make decisions from an empowerment from within you, and you're choosing what's right for you now. So it's the Victorious card that actually came out first. This is actually the 6 of Cups. I think it's showing up backwards on the screen, but yeah, interesting that I said that too. Something that might be showing up backwards for you is actually a victory moving forward. You're fine. Everything's going to be fine in the end. Okay, so who have we got here? Dean. A spirit was hassling me earlier with the illusion of constriction as he pushed against my astral body sitting. Physical body meditation. He was particularly good. What's the deal? Even in the spirit world, even with the spirit world, and I've had a lot of dealings with the spirit world throughout my life, it was still a reflection of who I was and how I felt myself to be. Sometimes they frightened me, but it was for me to get used to the fact that I could actually see into different dimensions. And I did, in the end, get used to it. It's like somebody feels like they're constricting you, but you don't see them as a bad thing. It could be that they are showing you or pushing you into a feeling of being constricted, so that you could feel within yourself, what am I constricting within myself? What do I need to shift that gives me more freedom? What can I do in my life that makes me feel freer? And even if it's going against the so-called status quo, and what everyone else is expecting of you, that maybe you in feeling freer within yourself will allow this to be explored. This that's what it's feeling like. Maybe, and also it does. It's interesting. We have this bad versus good within our head, and we can't work it out when it doesn't feel that way, but that's because there is no bad or good. It literally is our heads creating that. There is either lessons or blockages to learn from that we have to move, or there are understanding that we are free to be able to move forward and create and carve our own path, and that we are powerful, magnificent beings. The blockages are just us deluding ourselves to the fact that we are powerful, when we already are powerful, because we are source energy, creating this body, creating this life, creating this illusion. And so we are moving forward through love, but we deny ourselves of that love so that we could have resistance in our world, and the resistance ends up making it feel a little bit yucky. And I feel that's what this constriction is, the resistance that you have within yourself that you need to now look at. That's pretty much channeled through. So yeah. Okay, guys, who else have I got here? Pumbaa, Pinku. Pumbaa, Pinku. Okay, so you have the Queen of Swords and the Chariot. Queen of Swords is in reverse, taking back your intellectual power of saying, you know what I speak is okay. If I want to speak this, then that is, and the more that you support who you are and when you actually speak the words, the more that other people will start to take you seriously because you're taking yourself seriously. So this is especially being in reverse, asking you to take yourself whenever you speak more seriously. And then it's followed by the Chariot, which is upright. A Chariot is pushing forward, moving forward with balance within ourselves, where if we're taking the reins, we don't just take one rein, we don't just take the outside world and say that's the only way. If you just pull on one rein, you end up going round and round and round in circles. They're asking you to also take the intuitive rein and navigate through life like this. Like I'm now doing something in action outside myself. I'm now coming back to my intuition, and I'm going to trust the feeling that I have within myself. Look, I'm not even speaking up. It's like some sort of frog in my throat just in that moment. So this is to do with you speaking the truth. I think that you know more than what you're speaking, or you have something held within you that is almost like code-like for others to have an understanding. Your perspective on the world can be can actually show others a different way of looking at things, intelligence. But you have to accept it within yourself first before you can actually speak it, and you have to support it 100% before you move forward. Who else have we got here? Yeah, we are. Yeah, sorry, Dean. Yeah, it is interesting. It is, in the end, even when they were waking me up, I've had lots of snakes and that sort of thing in the spirit world coming at me, because it was showing me where I was lacking in my own power. Yeah, I better not keep going though, because it's what else? Rebirth form. Oh, that fell on the floor, so we're definitely going to ground something here. Rebirth form. The Palace of Cups is a beautiful one, grounding your heart into your world. Like this is in this pack is the only pack that has the environmental cards, and I always see the palaces as your environment where you're living. Maybe grounding your heart into your environment. In other words, see a corner in your room and go, I'm going to make that beautiful for what I feel is beautiful, not for what somebody else thinks is beautiful. I'm going to go outside and do some gardening. I'm going to go out. I'm going to change this room up. I'm going to paint this wall different. I'm going to do something that makes me feel really good. They're asking you to ground your heart into your environment. It's your heart, and when you start to acknowledge that as something that's meaningful, that's necessary, that's beautiful, that it exists within you, whatever colors you choose is absolutely beautiful. Whatever you decide to do is absolutely beautiful. So it's got nothing to do with how it fits in with everybody else's reality. Do something that makes you feel really good in your environment. Okay, guys, if you want a full-on one-on-one reading, go down below. I have the links there, and I would be doing free channeling messages on Thursday, which I get really in depth into the energies of us moving forward into carving a new path for ourselves and the whole of humanity in the end. And what else have I got? Oh my gosh, I channeled through something absolutely gorgeous through my higher beings. So these are from, they call themselves something like Serene. I can't remember the name. They have passed this name through me before. But anyway, they are massive blue beings that are very see-through. higher dimensional palladium beings that can see into different frequencies, and they are part of my team. And they gave me this beautiful, beautiful message. So I've put it in a video format, and it's going to come out with, gorgeous music. It'll absolutely give you chills. And the message as well. So have a look for that one. I was going to publish it on Wednesday. I'm now thinking I might publish it on Friday. We'll see how it goes with the work I'm doing on it. So love you guys heaps. Keep smiling. Keep remembering you do have the reins to your reality. Nobody else does. It's how you feel about you. Okay. Love and light. Bye.